Welcome to Martha Family Secret Stories. She is finally cracking. That is what my sister whispered. Not to anyone in the room. She whispered it to her phone. To 2 million strangers on the internet. That Christmas night, I cried in front of my family. Within 48 hours, my tears had become viral content. My mother commented underneath the video. My father liked it. My sister counted the views. And I did not say a single word for 6 months. But when I finally spoke, with one single video, my entire family called begging me to take it down. By then, the whole town had already watched every second of it. I did not react out of anger. I went quiet because I started paying attention. And what I found during those 6 months changed everything. Please subscribe and like this video and listen to my story till the end and let me know which city you are listening from. That way, I can see how far my story has traveled. My name is Callie Mercer. I am 29 years old. I am a registered nurse and a single mother to a 6-year-old girl named Rosie. Now let me take you back to Christmas Eve, the night my sister decided my tears were worth more than my dignity. The Mercer house smells like cinnamon and pine every single December 24th. That has not changed since I was 5 years old. What has changed is where they seat me. I pull into the gravel driveway at 6 o'clock sharp. Rosie asleep in her car seat and a green bean casserole balanced carefully on my passenger seat. I made it from scratch. Roasted the almonds myself. I carry Rosie on one hip, the dish in my free hand, and I shoulder through the front door. Mom stands at the stove. She glances at the casserole and says, "Oh, you made that again." She takes it from me and sets it on the counter behind the bread basket, far corner, near the wall. I have brought a dish to every holiday for 4 years. Not once has it made it to the center of the table. 40 minutes later, my sister Leanna arrives. No dish. Just a bottle of wine and a fresh blowout. Mom crosses the kitchen in 3 steps. At least one of my girls knows how to make an entrance. She pulls Leanna into a hug that lasts long enough for me to set Rosie down and hang up our coats alone. Dad sits in his recliner. Football on mute. He nods at me without looking up from his phone. Rosie runs to my mother. "Grandma." Mom smiles. Quick and tight. Then she turns away. "Leanna, get in here. I want a picture of us 3. She means herself, Leanna, and Dad. Rosie and I are not in the frame. I take my seat. The chair near the kitchen. The one that wobbles. While I straighten Rosie's napkin, I notice Leanna's phone propped on the spice shelf above the stove, camera facing the table, red dot blinking. I assume she is filming the spread for her social media page. She is not. The turkey is half carved when Mom sets down her fork and aims it directly at me. "So Callie, any updates? Seeing anyone?" I keep my eyes on Rosie's plate. "I am focused on work and Rosie right now, Mom." She sighs like I have just handed her a diagnosis. "I just want you to be happy like Leanna." Leanna does not miss a beat. She tilts her wine glass. "Mom, not everyone peaks at the same time. Some people just don't." A small laugh. Private. Shared only between the 2 of them like a secret I was never meant to be part of. Dad clears his throat. First words of the entire evening. "Your mother is just trying to help. Don't make this into a thing. Neutral." Except it is never neutral. Every time he says don't make this into a thing, he means stop making them uncomfortable. I cut Rosie's turkey into smaller pieces. My hands are steady. I can do this. I have done it every single year. Then Mom leans back in her chair and says it, as casually as if she is commenting on the weather outside. "You know your cousin Jenna just got promoted. She and her husband are building a house." She pauses and lets it settle. "I am just saying. It is never too late to get your life together." Something in my chest folds completely in half. I do not scream. I do not argue. I just stop. My vision blurs. My throat locks. And tears slide down my face before I can catch a single one of them. Rosie's small hand touches my arm. Mommy. I pick her up. I mumble excuse me and I walk to the back porch. The cold air hits my face like a splash of water. I stand there holding my daughter, trying to breathe in and out, in and out. Inside, I hear Mom's voice. Low and satisfied. See, this is what I mean. Every holiday. Every single one. The red dot on Leanna's phone keeps blinking. 2 days after Christmas, Rosie is eating cereal at the kitchen table, humming a song from her favorite cartoon. My phone rings. It is my friend Dana. Callie, have you checked Leanna's page? I have not. I open the app with one hand while I stir Rosie's orange juice with the other. The video has a thumbnail of my face. Mid-cry. Mascara smeared. Mouth half open. Leanna had added an introduction. Her sitting in her car, soft filter, sympathetic voice. My little sister has always struggled. We try so hard as a family. This Christmas, she finally broke down. It was heartbreaking to watch. Then the footage. 47 seconds of me sobbing at the dinner table. Rosie's small hand on my arm. Me stumbling toward the back porch. The caption read, "The family disappointment finally cracked." 2 million views. 14,000 comments. I scroll. Most strangers either pitying me or mocking me. Girl needs therapy, not turkey. Classic youngest child energy. Someone get this woman a boyfriend. Then I see it. Mom's comment. From her real account. Her full name. Her church directory profile photo. Maybe now she will change. A mother can only hope. 3,200 likes. Dad's contribution was 1 thumbs up on the video itself. Silent endorsement. My hand tightens around my phone until the case creaks. Rosie looks up. Mommy, why are you squeezing the phone so hard? I set it down face down on the counter. Part of me wants to call Leanna, scream, report the video, file something, anything. But I do not. I pour Rosie's juice. I wipe the counter. I say, we are going to the park today. That night, after Rosie is asleep, I open my phone again. I do not call anyone. I screenshot everything. Monday morning, 6:45. I badge into Callaway County Hospital the way I have for 3 years. Scrubs pressed, hair tied back, ID clipped straight, same routine. But the hallway feels different. 2 nurses at the station glance up when I pass. One looks away fast. The other gives me a smile that lands somewhere between pity and embarrassment. In the break room, I pour my coffee. Behind me, someone whispers. I catch one word. Video. At 11, a patient's wife in the waiting area says to another nurse, not quietly enough, "Is that the girl from that video? The crying one?" I chart vitals. I change IVs. I do my job. At noon, my pager buzzes. Maggie Cole's office. Maggie, charge nurse, 25 years on this floor. The kind of woman who calls doctors by their first names and gets away with it. She closes her office door. Sit down, Callie. She slides 3 printed pages across her desk. 3 emails. 3 so-called concerned community members wrote to hospital administration questioning my emotional stability and my fitness to care for patients. I know this is garbage, she says. But I have to document it. Policy. I read the emails. The language is vague and performative. Concerned, well-being, professional standards. None of them mention the video directly. They do not have to. After my shift, I sit in my car in the parking lot. Engine off. Hands on the wheel. I call Dana. They are trying to take my job. Dana is quiet for 1 second. Then she says, "They are trying to take your voice." I look at the photo of Rosie taped to my dashboard. Gap-toothed grin. Pigtails. Finger paint on her chin. I open the Notes app on my phone and I start typing. I am not going to lose my nursing license because my family decided my pain was entertainment. Now let me pause here for just a moment, because I know some of you are asking the same question I asked myself every single night during those first 2 weeks. Why not just report the video, demand it come down, and move on? And the answer is this. In a town of 8,000 people, a reported video can be re-uploaded by morning. But a reputation destroyed by your own mother's 3,000-like comment cannot be taken back with a platform report. I needed something bigger than a takedown request. I needed the truth. First week of January. I sit at my kitchen table after Rosie's bedtime and I do the math. If I lose my position at Callaway County Hospital, the next closest hospital is 45 minutes east in Granby. Gas alone would cost me $200 more every month. I would need to find new childcare for Rosie. Her current sitter lives 3 blocks from us. And Rosie just started kindergarten here. Her best friend is a girl named Mia who shares her animal crackers at lunch every single day. I cannot move. I cannot afford to fight. And I cannot make the video stop. At the grocery store on Saturday, a woman named Linda from Mom's Bible study group approaches my cart. Big smile. Soft hand on my arm. "Callie, honey, I saw the video. Your mama is just worried about you. You should call her." "Thank you, Mrs. Linda." I keep walking. I have learned that explaining is just another form of begging. Monday morning, Rosie's school drop-off. I unbuckle her from her car seat and walk her to the entrance. Another parent, a woman I recognize from the PTA board, sees me, turns to the mom standing beside her, and whispers something behind her coffee cup. They both look at me. Then they both look away. That is when I understand it completely. In a town like Callaway, Leanna's video is not just content. It is a verdict. 2 million strangers watch me break, but it is the 8,000 people in this zip code who will decide what it means. And my mother signed that verdict with her name, her face, and 3,200 likes. I buckle Rosie back in for the drive to work. She chatters about Mia and a caterpillar they found on the playground yesterday. I listen. And I think, silence is not protecting me. It is only protecting them. Mid-January. My phone holds 3 messages I have not answered. The first is a voicemail from Mom. Her voice is measured, the way it gets when she has rehearsed what she wants to say. "Callie, this silent treatment is childish. The video got people talking." So what? Leanna did not mean anything by it. Call your mother. The second is a story Leanna posted. A childhood photo of us. Ages 8 and 12. Matching Easter dresses, squinting into the sun, arms around each other's shoulders. Caption, "Missing my little sis." Family is not perfect, but love is love. 800 comments praising Leanna's maturity. Dozens calling me dramatic. One reads, "She is lucky to have a sister who still cares." The third is a text from Dad. 5 words. "Come to dinner Sunday. Mom misses you." No apology. No mention of the video. No acknowledgement that 2 million people watched his youngest daughter cry while he sat in his recliner and pressed like. I read all 3 messages on my couch, Rosie asleep against my shoulder, a picture book still open on her lap. I do not reply. I set the phone face down on the cushion and carry Rosie to bed. Before I turn off her light, I notice something. In Leanna's story post, she is wearing a new bracelet. Rose gold. Chunky clasp. The kind I have seen in the window of a downtown boutique. $300 minimum. Leanna works part-time at a real estate office. Her channel has 12,000 followers. Not enough to pay for that bracelet. I do not know what it means yet. I file it away in the back of my mind next to every screenshot I have been saving since the day after Christmas. Some things only make sense later. End of January. I make a decision that feels less like a plan and more like breathing. I turn off notifications from every member of my family. I do not block them. I want the messages to keep coming. I want them to pile up and become a record of exactly who reached out and exactly what they said. I just stop letting the sound of their names interrupt my days. Dana comes over with takeout and one question. What is the plan? I do not have one yet. I split a container of noodles between 2 plates. I just know I am done reacting. She watches me for a moment. Okay. So what are you doing? Living. And I do. For the first time in years, my weeks have a shape that does not bend around someone else's expectations. Wake up. Pack Rosie's lunch. Turkey sandwich, apple slices, and a note that says you are my favorite human. Drive to the hospital. Work my shift. Pick Rosie up. Cook dinner. Read to her. Sleep. Repeat. No drama. No phone calls at 10 at night. No Sunday dinners where my chair wobbles and my casserole sits in the corner near the wall. February passes. Then March. One morning, driving to work, I pass First Community Church. The marquee out front reads Spring Fundraiser, May 17th, all welcome. I glance at it the way you glance at a billboard for a restaurant you will probably never visit. Then I drive on. I do not know yet that 5 months from now that sign will matter more than anything my mother has ever said to me. March. 2 months of silence on my end. And something interesting starts happening to Leanna's channel. It begins to starve. Dana keeps tabs. Not obsessively. Just the way a good friend monitors a storm that has already passed over your house but might circle back. She texts me a screenshot one Tuesday night. Leanna's engagement is down 40% since Christmas. Her latest video has 93 views. 93. She used to pull 5-figure view counts off my tears alone. Without drama, Leanna's content is wallpaper. Pleasant. Forgettable. Scrollable. So she reaches back. A new post appears on her feed. A throwback photo of the two of us at a school carnival. Cotton candy stains on our shirts, arms around each other. The caption reads, "Some people choose silence over family. I choose love." 200 comments. Most of them asking, what happened next? Did your sister ever respond? Is she okay? She is fishing. I am the bait she is missing. Then comes the direct message. Timestamped 11:47 at night. People are asking about you. Can we talk? I will take the video down if you just come to Easter dinner. I read it in bed. Rosie's nightlight glows pink through the crack in her door. I do not respond. The next morning, I check the original video. The family disappointment finally cracked. Still up. 2.1 million views. She did not take it down. She offered the promise of removal as currency, hoping I would buy it. At the hospital, Maggie stops me in the hallway. Those complaint emails, she says. Nothing new in 3 weeks. I think they ran out of ammunition. I nod. Good. She did not offer to take the video down because she was sorry. She offered because her numbers were dropping. There is a difference. I know it now. April. 4 months of quiet on my end. But my mother has not been quiet at all. Dana hears it first, from Rachel, a friend who still attends First Community. Mom has started telling a story at church. Not the real one. Hers. My youngest daughter cut us off, she tells the women's fellowship circle, dabbing her eyes with a tissue she keeps folded in her cardigan pocket. We do not know what we did. We pray for her every night. It is the hardest thing a mother can go through. She does not mention the video. She does not mention the comment she left for 2 million people to read. She builds a version of events where she is the abandoned, devoted mother and I am the cold, ungrateful child. And it works. The cards start arriving. Handwritten. Pastel envelopes tucked into my apartment mailbox. Your mama loves you, Callie. Don't throw that away. Family is everything. Please come home. One woman even sends a book. I stack them on the kitchen counter. I stop opening most of them after the first week. Dana calls, frustrated. She is turning the whole town into her personal army. Let her, I say. I am stirring mac and cheese for Rosie. I am not ready yet. Dana pauses. Yet, she says back to me. I pause too. It is the first time I have used that word instead of no. Even I do not fully understand it yet. But something is shifting. Every card, every whisper, every sympathetic head tilt at the grocery store confirms what I already suspected. My family does not just want me silent. They want me erased. Replaced with a character they wrote. The troubled daughter. The lost one. The one we pray for. I am not that character. And I am starting to think it is time I said so out loud. Now here is where I need to ask you something, because I genuinely want to know what you would do. My mother was using a church full of people as her audience. She was building her version of me publicly, week after week, in front of people who trusted her. If you were in my position, would you have let her keep going? Or would you have done what I was slowly starting to plan? Tell me in the comments. Early May. Month 4. Leanna crosses the line I did not know I had drawn until the exact moment she stepped over it. I am brushing Rosie's hair before bed when Dana's name lights up my phone. No greeting. Just a link. I open it. Leanna's page. A photo of Rosie. My Rosie. Laughing in the sunflower dress I bought her last spring. The photo had been taken from the shared family album I forgot to revoke access to after Christmas. The caption reads, "At least one good thing came from my little sister. Miss you, Rosebud." 600 comments. So sweet, Leanna. You are such a good aunt. That baby is precious. 600 strangers looking at my daughter. Commenting on her face. Sharing her image. Because Leanna needed content and my child was convenient. I sit on the edge of Rosie's bed. She is already under the covers, eyes half closed. Mommy, why does Aunt Leanna's phone always point at us? I smooth her hair back and say as steadily as I can manage, "It will not anymore, baby." I close her door. I call Dana. My hands are shaking but my voice does not shake. Not once. She used my daughter. Dana does not hesitate. What do you want to do? Everything. That night, after Rosie's breathing goes slow and steady through the baby monitor, I open my laptop at the kitchen table. I create a blank document. And I begin writing down everything I know about my family. Everything I have spent 29 years pretending I did not see. The odometer reading that does not match any fishing trip. The arrest that disappeared from the public record. The credit card statement hidden inside a bag of children's clothes. 3 secrets. 3 people. 3 lives built entirely on the assumption that I would never speak. You can humiliate me. You can call me a disappointment at the dinner table in front of my child. But you do not get to use my daughter. Mid-May. I drive to my parents' house on a Wednesday afternoon. Not to reconcile. To pick up a box of Rosie's old clothes Mom had offered months ago, back when she still thought she could buy my silence with hand-me-downs. Mom is at her Bible study. Dad's truck is in the driveway, but Mom said he would be at the lake like always. The front door is unlocked. Small town habit. I grab the box from the hallway closet and carry it out. On my way to my car, I pass Dad's truck. Out of habit, I glance at the odometer, the same way I have done since I was 16 when he taught me to drive in the church parking lot. The number stops me cold. I set the box on the hood and look again. I had pulled the last reading from his maintenance log in the glove box 3 weeks earlier when I was here picking up Rosie's booster seat. The difference is 280 miles in one single weekend. Benson Lake is 12 miles from this driveway. 24 miles round trip. I stand there with my hand on the warm hood of his truck doing arithmetic that does not require a calculator. 280 miles means 140 each way. That is roughly 2 hours of driving in one direction. Where does a retired man go every other weekend? 2 hours away from home? And come back smelling like he has been outdoors? I take a photo of the odometer. I do not know what it means yet. Rosie is asleep in her car seat. I drive home with the box of clothes on the passenger seat and a number in my camera roll that does not match any fishing trip. Late May. Dana and I are at her kitchen table, her laptop open between us. We are researching how to report the unauthorized posting of a minor's photo on social media. Dana pulls up the county court records portal. She types Leanna's full name to check if there is any legal precedent for image removal in our jurisdiction. The search returns a result neither of us is expecting. Leanna Marie Mercer. DUI arrest, 2 years ago. 1:47 in the morning. Blood alcohol 0.14. Nearly double the legal limit. Dana scrolls down. Case status. Dismissed. Reason. Insufficient evidence. She looks at me. 0.14 and insufficient evidence. That is not how DUI cases work in this state, Callie. I lean back. A memory surfaces. 2 years ago there was a week when Dad made more phone calls than I had heard him make in an entire year. Hushed conversations on the back porch. A tense Sunday dinner where nobody explained anything. Then everything went quietly back to normal. I did not ask. I never asked. Dana types another search. Sheriff of Callaway County. Frank Dawkins. She cross-references Frank Dawkins and Ray Mercer. Same graduating class at Callaway High. Same pew at First Community Church. Same recreational softball team every summer for 20 years. Your dad's fishing buddy is the sheriff, Dana says slowly. And your sister's DUI just disappeared. I stare at the screen. The case number. The date. The blood alcohol reading that should have meant a suspended license and mandatory classes at absolute minimum. This is not just your sister being messy online, Dana says. This is a pattern. They protect each other. Every single one of them. I close the laptop gently. Like the truth inside it might shatter if I move too fast. It will not. Truth does not break that easily. Early June. I am sorting through the box of Rosie's old clothes I picked up from Mom's house. Folded inside a pair of corduroy overalls, pressed flat like someone hid it in a hurry, is a credit card statement. Janet R. Mercer. Account ending 4471. Statement balance, $47,236. I sit down on Rosie's bedroom floor, surrounded by tiny shirts and mismatched socks, and I read every single line. Department stores. Home decor catalogs. A recurring monthly donation to First Community Church, $250. A cash advance for $5,000. Interest charges stacking like bricks. My parents live on Dad's county retirement. $3,200 a month. This balance is nearly 18 months of their total income. And Dad does not know. He cannot know. Because if he did, the silence between them would sound different. I grew up in that house. I know the texture of every quiet. I carry the statement to my kitchen table. I set it beside the photo of Dad's odometer. Beside the printout of Leanna's dismissed DUI. 3 folders. 3 people. 3 secrets. I call Dana. I need your help. Not to fight them. Just to tell the truth. She is quiet for 3 seconds. When? Soon. I need to check one more thing first. That night I lie in bed staring at the ceiling. The house is silent except for Rosie's breathing through the baby monitor. 3 secrets held by 3 people who have spent decades using my silence as the mortar that holds their walls together. My pain, my tears, my daughter's face, all of it repurposed to keep their image intact. The question is no longer whether to speak. The question is when, and how, and whether I can do it without becoming the person they already told the world I am. Late May. Month 5. First Community Church holds its annual spring fundraiser. Pulled pork, silent auction, folding chairs on the lawn, around 200 people. I am not there, but Dana is, because her friend Rachel saved her a plate. Dana texts me in real time. 6:47. Your mom just got on stage. 6:48. She is crying. 6:49. She just asked the whole church to pray for you by name. I call Dana. She answers in a whisper, cupping the phone. In the background I hear my mother's voice amplified through a microphone across the church lawn. I want to ask everyone to pray for our family. My youngest daughter has turned away from us. She will not answer our calls. We do not know if she is okay. All we can do is pray. 200 people bow their heads. Lord, bring my baby home. She is lost and we are just a family that loves too much. Dana sends one more text. A screenshot from Leanna's live stream of the prayer moment. Leanna stands beside Mom, one hand on her shoulder, eyes glistening. But in the corner of the frame, Dana caught it. Leanna's other hand holds her phone at waist level, checking the live viewer count. Crying and counting at the same time. I sit in my kitchen. Phone pressed to my ear. Listening to 200 people pray for a version of me that does not exist. The lost daughter. The troubled one. The one who turned her back on a family that loves too much. Not one of them heard my side. Not one of them asked. I hang up. I open my laptop. I add a 4th folder. Church. The walls are getting thinner. They just do not know it yet. The week after the fundraiser, I cannot go to the grocery store, drop Rosie off at school, or walk through the hospital parking lot without someone stopping me to deliver a variation of the same message. Your mama was so brave up there. Life is too short, honey. I will pray for you. Then comes the one that stops me completely cold. Tuesday afternoon. My phone rings. Rosie's school. The front desk coordinator. Professional but very careful. Miss Mercer, we received an anonymous email from a community member expressing concern about Rosie's home environment. They referenced your personal situation. We are required to document it. I am standing in the hospital parking lot. The sun is out. Birds are singing. And someone has emailed my daughter's school to question whether I am a fit mother. Anonymous. No name. But I know the vocabulary. Concerned. Well-being. Stability. I have been hearing those words my entire life, spoken in my mother's voice, wrapped in my mother's smile. I sit in my car for 10 full minutes after I hang up. Hands on the wheel. Engine off. This is no longer about getting me back to Sunday dinner. This is about Rosie. About the story told around my child's life. About who controls that story. And I am running out of places to stay quiet. That is when I understand, with complete and total clarity, this was never about love. This was about control. Early June. I invite Dana over after Rosie's bedtime. She sits across from me at the kitchen table. Between us, my laptop open to 4 folders. Dad Miles. Leanna DUI. Mom debt. And now a 4th. Church. I am going to make one video, I say. One. And I am going to say everything. Dana sets down her coffee. Are you sure? This is not Instagram drama, Callie. This is your family. They stopped being my safety net the moment they turned my pain into content and my daughter into a prop. She studies my face. Whatever she sees there makes her nod slowly. We plan it. The video will be short, under 15 minutes. Calm. Factual. No shouting, no tears, no accusations I cannot support with documentation. I will show the public court record for the DUI, the case number visible. I will show the odometer photos. 3 consecutive weekends. 274, 281, 278 miles. Benson Lake is 12 miles each way. I will show the public social media profile that anyone with an internet connection can find themselves. I will reference the credit card statement without reading the numbers on camera. What about the prayer stunt? Dana asks. I have your screenshots of Leanna's live stream. The viewer count check. I will show it. And if they come after you legally? Everything I am saying is either public record or my own lived experience. I am not guessing. I am not diagnosing anyone. I am telling my story. Dana pulls out her own laptop. I can edit. Clean audio, simple cuts, nothing complicated. Good. I do not want complicated. I want clear. When are you posting it? After Father's Day. Let them have one more Sunday pretending everything is fine. I close my laptop. Through Rosie's door I can hear the faint hum of her sound machine. Ocean waves. The setting she picked out herself at the store, pointing at the box with both hands. Monday after Father's Day. That is the date. 6 months to the day since Christmas Eve. Long enough for them to think I gave up. Long enough for me to know I have not. Last week of June. Rosie is at Dana's for a sleepover. The fun kind with popcorn and a movie Dana pretends is educational. I shower. I put on a white blouse, clean and simple. No jewelry. No makeup heavier than what I would wear to work. I want to look like exactly who I am. A nurse. A mother. A person telling the truth at her kitchen table. Dana set up the laptop camera before she left. Ring light. Clean background. Just the kitchen wall, a calendar, and the edge of Rosie's crayon drawing taped to the fridge. Nothing staged. Nothing dramatic. I sit down. I open my notes. I take one breath. I check everything one final time. The DUI printout, public record, case number visible. 3 odometer photos from 3 consecutive weekends. The public social media profile. The porch swing photo. Sunday morning with my boys. I press record. 12 minutes and 40 seconds. One take. No edits needed. I watch it back at the kitchen table. My voice is steady throughout. My eyes are dry. I state facts. I show documents. I do not call anyone a liar. I let the evidence speak. I do not ask for sympathy. I do not ask for justice. I just stop pretending. Dana calls at 10. How did it go? Done. One take. Did you cry? I look at my reflection in the dark laptop screen. No. I am done crying for them. Send me the file. I will clean the audio tonight. By morning it is ready. All that is left is the date. Monday. First week of July. 6 months to the day. I drive Rosie to school. I kiss her forehead at the door. Have a good day, bug. You too, mommy. I walk back to my car. I sit in the driver's seat. I open my phone. The video is uploaded, set to private. Title: My name is Callie Mercer. 6 months ago, my family filmed my worst moment and made it entertainment. This is my response. My thumb hovers over publish. The parking lot is quiet. A school bus pulls away down the street. A robin lands on the hood of the car parked beside mine. I press it. For the first 30 minutes, nothing happens. 50 views. Dana, a few coworkers, a few friends. I drive to the hospital. I clock in. I start my shift. By 10 in the morning, someone shares it in the Callaway Community Facebook group. 300 views. Then someone posts it to the First Community Church members page. 1,000. By lunch, 3,000. By 3 in the afternoon, 12,000. By the time I clock out at 6, 47,000. I do not check my phone during my shift. I change dressings. I take vitals. I hold an elderly man's hand while he waits for test results. I do my job. In the break room at 5:30, Maggie finds me refilling my water bottle. She does not mention the video directly. She just puts a hand on my shoulder. Whatever happens, she says, you have my reference letter. 25 years and I have never written one for anyone. She does not finish the sentence. She does not need to. I nod. I cannot speak for a moment. At 9 that night, I get home. I put Rosie to bed. I open my phone. 14 missed calls. 3 numbers. Mom. Dad. Leanna. I set the phone on the nightstand, screen down. The truth is out. Now it does the work. Let me tell you what I said in that video, because you deserve to hear it the way they did. I sat at my kitchen table, camera at eye level, and I started simply. My name is Callie Mercer. I am a registered nurse and a single mother. On Christmas Eve, my sister set up her phone on the kitchen shelf before dinner started. This was not spontaneous. This was planned content. I showed the original video's thumbnail. The caption. Mom's comment. Dad's like. Then I moved to Leanna. My sister was arrested for DUI 2 years ago. Blood alcohol .14. The case was dismissed. The arresting officer works under Sheriff Frank Dawkins, our father's closest friend for 30 years. Public record. Case number on screen. I held up the printout for 10 seconds. Then I set it down. My father leaves every other weekend, supposedly to go fishing. The lake is 12 miles away. His truck logs 280 miles. I showed the photos. I found out where he actually goes. I displayed the public social media profile. The porch swing photo. The boy. The caption. I am not naming anyone who did not choose to be public. But this woman has posted photos of my father with her son every other Sunday for years. Then Mom. My mother commented on the viral video of me crying, telling 2 million people I needed to change. My mother organized a public prayer at church calling me lost. My mother has $47,000 in credit card debt that my father does not know about. I paused. I looked directly into the camera. I am not asking anyone to punish my family. I am asking them to stop punishing me. And then, right at the end, Leanna. Take Rosie's photo down. That is not a request. I did not raise my voice once. Now let me be honest with you about something. The moment I pressed post on that video, I did not feel satisfied. I felt sick. Because I knew this was a bridge I had burned. There was no coming back from it. So let me ask you directly. In my situation, would you have posted that video or would you have handled it differently? I genuinely want to know. Tell me in the comments below. And if you are still here, please hit the like button, because the next 48 hours are the part of this story I still think about every single day. 24 hours after I press publish, the video crosses 180,000 views. It has been shared in 4 separate Callaway area Facebook groups. Half the town is defending my family. The other half is saying what they have apparently been whispering for years. I always knew something was off. The prayer thing at church felt wrong to me too. Someone finally said it. Leanna is the first to move. She posts a story at 7 in the morning. My sister is lying. This is defamation. 20 minutes later she deletes it. Reposts. No comment at this time. Deletes that too. Her page goes dark. Mom calls me 7 times before noon. I let every single one ring through. The last voicemail arrives at 12:16. Her voice shakes. Not with the composed grief she performs at church. This is different. This is fear. You have no right. That credit card is my business. Take it down now. 3 sentences. No, I love you. No, let us talk. Just the raw sound of a woman who has lost control of the one thing she built her entire life around. The story other people believe about her. Dad sends 1 text. 2 words. Callie, please. No denial. No explanation. No question mark. Just the flattest, most exhausted plea I have ever read from a man who spent 60 years avoiding every hard conversation he ever had. Day 6. 3 phone calls. 3 completely different versions of desperation. Leanna calls first. She is crying. Real crying. Not the kind she performs for a camera lens. Her voice sounds unfamiliar without the soft filter on it. Callie, I lost my job. I cannot make rent. Please take the video down. I will do anything. I will apologize publicly. I let her finish. Then I speak. You filmed me at my worst and made it entertainment. I told the truth at my calmest. The difference is that mine was true. Silence. Then a click. Mom calls at 4 in the afternoon. Her voice is ice. No tears this time. Tears are for audiences. You have destroyed this family. Are you happy now? I am standing at my kitchen counter slicing an apple for Rosie's after-school snack. The knife is perfectly steady in my hand. You destroyed this family, Mom. I just stopped covering for it. She hangs up. I finish the apple. I add peanut butter. I call Rosie to the table. Dad calls last. 9:30 at night. Rosie is asleep. His voice sounds like gravel at the bottom of a dry riverbed. Callie, please. I know I messed up. But Marlene, the boy, they did not deserve this. I close my eyes. You are right, Dad. They did not. A pause. He is waiting for the but. And neither did I. I end the call. I place the phone on the counter. I stand at the window. Outside, fireflies pulse across the backyard. Rosie's swing set sits motionless in the dark. I find out later from Dana that Marlene watched the video too. She did not know Mom existed. For 8 years, Dad told her he was divorced. Marlene lost the man she thought she had. Mom lost the man she thought she knew. And I lost a family that was never really mine to begin with. 2 weeks after the video, the dust settles into measurable wreckage. Leanna, unemployed. Her channel drops to 2,800 followers, down from 12,000. The DUI record, now public knowledge, gets picked up by the Callaway Gazette's online community column. A local reporter calls the sheriff's office for comment. Sheriff Dawkins issues a 3-line statement saying the department followed proper procedure in all matters. But the County Board of Supervisors announces an ethics inquiry into the case dismissal. Leanna needs a lawyer. Leanna cannot afford a lawyer. Mom, removed from the church organizing committee by quiet unanimous vote. Her women's fellowship circle loses 11 of its 17 members in 2 weeks. Not dramatically. Just one by one, women who stop returning calls. The $47,000 debt is now knowledge shared between Mom, Dad, and anyone who watched the video. Dad files for legal separation the following Friday. Marlene ends things the day after she sees the video. She tells him through her sister that she did not sign up to be a secret. Dad moves into a single wide at Pinewood Trailer Park at the edge of town. The 7-year-old boy, whose name is Cooper, now has 2 parents who were both betrayed by the same man. Leanna tries one last move. She films a video titled My Truth. Sitting in her car. Mascara smudged. Voice breaking. She posts it at midnight. By morning, the comments are flooded with screenshots of her original Christmas caption thrown back at her like a boomerang. She deletes it in 4 hours. I do not celebrate. You do not celebrate an explosion. You just stand back and hope the pieces land somewhere you can eventually live with. I am not going to pretend the whole town threw me a parade. Some people at church say I aired dirty laundry, that it was not the Christian thing to do. One woman writes in the community Facebook group that family business stays in the family. I count the likes on that comment because I am human. A few coworkers keep a careful distance. Nothing hostile. Just the measured neutrality of people who do not want to pick a side. I understand. In a small town, sides have lasting consequences. But there are other moments too. Maggie finds me in the supply room restocking gloves. 14 years I have supervised nurses, she says. You are one of the best I have ever had. That has not changed. She squeezes my arm once and leaves. The hospital administration closes the complaint file. Insufficient basis. 3 words that mean more to me than 3,000 comments. Dana texts me one evening. Some people will always blame the one who told the truth instead of the ones who lied. That says everything about them and nothing about you. I save that message. I will read it again on the hard days. Tell me in the comments if any part of this story felt familiar to you. If you have ever been in a family where your silence held their secrets together, where your tears were someone else's content, where your pain was someone else's currency. And if you have dealt with something similar, share your story. You are not alone. Subscribe for more stories about standing your ground and reclaiming your life. But there is still one call I have not told you about. Week 3. My phone rings from a number I do not recognize. I almost let it go to voicemail. Something makes me answer. Hi. A woman's voice. Quiet, careful, like she has rehearsed this opening a dozen times. My name is Marlene. I think you know who I am. I sit down at my kitchen table. I do. She does not cry. She does not yell. She tells me what I had already suspected but could not prove. He told me his wife left 10 years ago. He said you and your sister never reached out to him. He said he was alone. A breath. 8 years, Callie. I built my entire life around a man who does not exist. I listen. I do not interrupt. I do not say anything bad about my father. He has done enough damage on his own. I am sorry you were lied to, I say. You and your son did not deserve that. Silence. Then, very quietly, neither did you. She tells me one more thing before we hang up. Something that lands harder than everything else. Dad told Marlene about me. But not the truth. He told her I was the problem child. The difficult one. The reason he could not bring family around. Even in his secret life, 2 hours away in a house I have never seen, my father used me as his excuse. I was the cover story for 2 separate families at the same time. The call lasts 8 minutes. We do not promise to stay in touch. We do not make plans. We are not friends. We are just 2 women who were used by the same man to keep 2 different lies alive. I hang up. I wash the dishes. I pick Rosie up from school. We get ice cream at the place on Maple Street. Some truths do not need a follow-up. They just need to be said. 1 month after the video, I send 3 messages. 1 to each of them. Short. Clear. Written at my kitchen table while Rosie colors beside me. To Leanna. I do not hate you. But I do not trust you. Do not contact me. Do not post about me. Do not mention Rosie. If that changes someday, it will be my decision, not yours. To Mom. I love the version of you I believed existed. But I cannot have a relationship with someone who uses prayer as a weapon and love as leverage. I hope you get help with the debt. I mean that. To Dad. You have a son who needs a father who shows up honestly. Be that for him. You were not that for me. I do not expect responses. I do not get any. That same week, I revoke Leanna's access to the shared family photo album. I change my phone number. I replace the lock on my apartment door. Mom had a spare key from when she helped me move in 2 years ago. I update Rosie's school pickup list. Only me and Dana. Small steps. Practical. The kind of boundaries that do not make noise. They just make space. 3 months after the video. Fall. The air smells like wood smoke and fresh notebooks. Rosie starts first grade. She picks out her own backpack, green with dinosaurs on it, because Rosie has never once cared about what anyone else expects of her. I love that about her more than I can say. We move into a 2-bedroom apartment on Birch Street, closer to the hospital. I got it through overtime. Not a settlement, not a windfall. Just 12-hour shifts and very careful budgeting. Rosie has her own room for the first time. She arranges her stuffed animals by size on the windowsill and tells me it is their weekly meeting. She is so serious about it. Dana comes over every Friday. We cook something new each week. Last week was lemon chicken. This week she is insisting on homemade pizza. Rosie rolls the dough with both fists and calls it punching bread, laughing at herself the whole time. One afternoon at the hospital, Maggie pulls me aside. She is smiling in a way I rarely see from her. The kind that actually reaches her eyes. A patient in room 4 asked for the nurse who was brave on YouTube. Just thought you would want to know. I laugh. Actually laugh. It surprises both of us completely. My video sits at 890,000 views. I never posted another one. I did not build a channel. I did not monetize the scandal or brand myself as anything. One video. One truth. That was enough. One evening, Rosie is drawing at the kitchen table while I chop onions. Mommy, is Aunt Leanna coming for Thanksgiving? I set down the knife. I look at my daughter's face. Open. Serious. Waiting. No, baby. But Dana is coming and she is bringing pie. Rosie considers this for a moment. Okay. I like Dana's pie better anyway. I drive past my parents' house sometimes. Not on purpose. Callaway is a small town. Last month a for sale sign appeared in the front yard. I do not slow down. I just keep driving. I am not telling you this story so you will go confront your own family. Every situation is different. Some families can be repaired. Mine could not. And I have made peace with that. Not the kind of peace that feels good, but the kind that lets you sleep. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is one thing. Boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are the line where your dignity begins. They are you saying clearly, without shouting, this is where I end. You do not get to cross it. For 29 years, my silence was the mortar that held their walls together. My tears at Christmas dinner. My smile at Sunday dinners where my chair wobbled and my casserole sat in the corner near the wall. My willingness to carry their secrets and pretend it cost me nothing. All of it free labor in service of someone else's image. When I stopped providing that labor, the walls came down. Not because I swung a hammer. Because I walked away. And the structure could not stand without me inside it holding everything up. If you are in a family where your silence keeps their secrets safe, I want you to know something. You do not owe them that silence. Not because they are terrible people. Not because they deserve punishment. But because you deserve to live in the truth. Even when the truth is inconvenient and makes your Thanksgiving smaller. My table seats too. Me and Rosie. On Fridays it seats 3 when Dana brings pie. It is a small table. It wobbles a little, honestly. But every chair at it is mine. My name is Callie. I am 29 years old. I am a nurse. I am a mom. And for the first time in my life, I am not the family disappointment. I am just me. Thank you for listening all the way to the end. It means more than you know. If this story stayed with you, hit like and subscribe. Not for the algorithm. Because I would genuinely love to know that someone out there understood. If you have a story like this, even a small piece of one, share it in the comments. You do not have to use real names. Sometimes just writing it down is enough. I will see you next time.